In this tutorial, we're going to cover how to get user or information from the user. So we're going to be using something called the input function. We're going to do this in part with the displaying information to the user, and then we're going to have a separate set of examples that combine everything to make it a little more streamlined. That way we focus on just input right now. So there are two ways to get input information from the user, and the first is to get numeric information. So we'll say favnum, since this has been a sort of theme for the sequence of activities. We'll say, what is your favorite number? All right, so several parts of this. Number one, this is the string that will be shown to the user to prompt them to enter a piece of information. The function itself is called input. Whenever we use a function, since this is the first function that we're using that you should commit to memory, you should learn how it works. Let's talk about how functions work. Input is the name of the function. Then we have open parentheses and close parentheses. This is what we're giving to the function. We're giving it the string that we would like it to display to the user to get a piece of information that will then be saved into favorite numbers. So the way this works, again, right to left, is this piece, or the outcome, will be saved into favorite num. All right, so that was a little shaky, but let's just show it. So what's your favorite number? Say 2. All right, favnum equals 2. We didn't suppress the output, so if we did this again, suppress the output. Oops, my bad. Suppress the output, enter 2. Now the difference is we don't have this dirty piece of information muddying up our command window. We have prompted the user for information, we got the information, we moved on. The second way to get information from the user is to get a string. So now let's type CLC. Let's say your name equals input. What is your name? Now, unlike getting information or numeric information, now we're going to, instead of close parentheses right after we terminate our string, again, that's our string, it's in purple, apostrophe, apostrophe, right? So everything between the apostrophes is our string. Now we're going to add at the end apostrophe S apostrophe, close parentheses. Now when I say, my name is Joseph, this is saved over here as a character array or a string. That's what this apostrophe S apostrophe means. So several other caveats to this, but that's just the summation, the basic pieces of information. This is how we ask the user for numeric information, and this is how we ask the user for a string or character information. One of the other caveats is this. If I ask the user to enter a number, remember we did I showed you in the past the difference between 2 and apostrophe 2 apostrophe when we multiply them. But if I ask the user for a number, they can actually say apostrophe 2 apostrophe. And now favorite number has turned into a character array as well. So now the user has screwed things up. So when I told you in a previous tutorial that you needed to be careful how you used strings, this is why. When you ask the user to input information and save it, and the user gives you a string, it's now a string. You don't get to make it something else. The other caveat is this. Let's say we wanted to add a contraction. So instead of what is your name, we're going to say what's your name. We start a string with an apostrophe, we end a string with an apostrophe, so now the program is confused. We've started, we've ended. We've started, we've ended, nothing. If we would like to see an apostrophe inside of our string, and after all, that is our entire string, then we put 2 apostrophes. This isn't quotes, it's 2 apostrophes right next to each other. And you'll notice that my string turned purple again. Now all's right with the world. And now it says, what's your name? And I can tell it, Joseph, and we're good. So this is the input function. If we want numeric information, if we want textual information, the user can also, if we say favorite number, give us an array. So in the past we had 1, 2, and then 3, 4. Okay, so now favorite number is an array. We can double click on it and open the variable editor and see that. So the user can screw this up. So this is one of the dangers, and we'll get into this later when we combine this with other things. But this is the input function. So In our next tutorial, we'll cover how to give the information back to the user. So, till next time.